Okay guys, so this is Wave Tracer. Don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram channel as well as our YouTube channel. Okay, so I had two things in mind today: a back test session, as well as to oversee what happened in the previous week's trades. What happened, why we had only one win with two break evens as well as one loss. So we have to something like backtest all the pairs from last week so that you can know what's up. Okay, we can start with GBP USD. As you can see, it is among our four trades. So we are going to look at the higher time frame, what happened, and why did we have such a bias? Why did we have such a bias? Okay, so this is the representation of GBP USD on the weekly time frame. We can see that we had something like our first wave. All of this was our first wave, with all of this as our third wave. Let me try to confirm. For each to confirm as a third wave, when I trace, it has to fall between -1 and -1.5. So when I trace it, the network is unstable. So when I trace it, something like this, you can see that we had our extended wave 3, which traced at -1.5 approximately. So this means that we had to expect take profit levels between 38% retracement, 50% retracement, or 61.80% retracement. So the previous setup that we took, it was somewhere around here, where it was around the region of 38% retracement. So we took a shot at 38% retracement, which led to the stop loss being hit, but it was a break even in this case, as it had some type of a rejection, so we had time to break even. So what we expect now is that price might reverse somewhere around 0.5, and that it might very rarely reverse around 0.68. So I'm thinking another short position. I'm short in the coming week on gold on approximately 0.5, which is among this zone which I've marked here. So I'm going to the lower time frame to look at the potential support and resistance areas, or we can say the liquidity regions. So coming here, all this is around our zone. As you can see from our naked eye, is that around this zone we have some type of a liquidity. We can see that we had some type of a liquidity where all of this move originated somewhere around here. So we have our liquidity zone here, and we can see that this price, when it broke here, all of this zone was a liquidity zone, and we might say that this price came and tapped in on the liquidities, but we still have this furthermost liquidity right here. We can see that also when the price left, I think somewhere around here we had a liquidity which was already tapped, and inside here we have our liquidity, which is already tapped here, and at this zone we had our liquidity tapped, and at the current market price we had our liquidity. This is our liquidity zone, our inside formation. I think that was violated. As you can see, price is trading somewhere above here, and we have our liquidity zone at this top here. So we can see that we are now obeying this liquidity which the price failed to break above. The price failed to close above the liquidity, and so we are short in bias. So I might start looking for my short entry just within this trade right here. So I'm going to delete all the items, and I'm going to look for closer liquidity. Okay. Looking at the current price action, we can see that we had our inside formation here, which was already tapped. As you can see here, we have another inside formation here, which also it was already tapped. We now have this inside formation and this, but I'm putting my money on this inside formation. So we might take that short. The risk is 4 pips, but it won't hurt taking up to 10 pips stop loss. You can see here we 10 pips stop. This is a 10 pips stop. And so we are going somewhere. We can just use the wave formations around here to determine our take profit levels, which, as we know, we have our first take profit at 0.8. We have our second profit at 0.61, which is 61%. So we have two take profits. I might label this as a first take profit and this as our second take profit. Okay, first, don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram and YouTube channel at Wave Tracer. First take profit. Second take profit. Okay, so we have these two potential entries, but as we know, we might also have an untapped liquidity. We might also have an untapped liquidity somewhere above there, but we have to look at the wave formations to determine how price will come back to these levels up here. We have 1, 2, 3. We have here some type of a very strong support. So I still expect that this zone to hold, but we still might have an untapped liquidity around here, which might lead to a liquidity grab. As you can see here, we have this formation. In this formation, we have this tap. So this formation is done, and this was a formation for up here, but we have this engineering liquidity around this zone here. We have this engineering liquidity around this zone, so this zone is also a probable zone for price to tap and then continue with our bearish anticipation of the market. So I'm going to end here on GBP USD.